Action.
Hi everyone, it's a bright sunny day today. It's Friday, so it's our new DIY project. This DIY project was actually requested by my wife Ria, and we decided to replace that plant over there with a floor lamp. It's one significant piece that we believe will really put a lot of difference on our living room. Watch and enjoy the making of our new project, and hope you guys get a lot of ideas. By the way, shoutout nga pala sa mga colleagues ko from Maser G, of course Boss Ivan at sa buong UCAST.
We're now on our way to buy the materials for our floor lamp. First step would be,
we're actually headed to a second-hand lumber shop, and we're gonna buy yakal, which is a very hard wood. Of course, it's for the long term.
Yakal is his favorite. Whenever you go out, remember to always get yourself protected and your loved ones.
This place is our favorite second-hand lumber shop because it's the cheapest among the rest in the area. A tip when you're buying materials, have yourself an estimated measurement. For the tripod of our floor lamp, we're set to buy 3 1x1 by 5 feet yakal wood. Good thing they have freeze cutting services, so that saved me time from manual sawing. We're headed to Wilcon to buy bulb, socket, some electrical wire, styrene, and we're gonna try to find a fabric for the lampshade to, of course, complete the project. Stay tuned. What you're looking at right now is our best effort in gathering the materials we need for our floor lamp. We were not able to find a styrene in the market, which was supposed to be the inner cover of the lampshade where we can attach the fabric to. Fortunately, we found an alternative with these clear books. You'll see how we're gonna use it later. And of course, we have here a socket, a male plug, a bulb, and an electrical wire for our lighting. Next, for the fabric was the challenging part. Lampshade stores don't sell the fabric alone. We went to bookstores hoping to find a canvas fabric that's being used for painting. But because of the current situation, they ran out of stock. Resourceful, we went to a home store and found this pillowcase with a perfect fabric for the shade. Just not sure what it's called. Let's see if it works. We also need this yakal cut out from our previous lamppost project. Link is on the below description. Find out where we would use it later. And here's our superstar, an old and defective electric fan which we got from my wife's parents. Don't worry, we asked permission this time. And of course, your yakal wood for the tripod. We were only supposed to get 3 of this, but the seller gave all of this to us for only 200 pesos. How's that?
That's enough talking, let's do this!
We started off with the lampshade. First, we disassembled the electric fan because we're only going to need the front and the back grills. Here's why the fan is the perfect frame for the shade. It actually has 2 round inner metal grills, the front and the rear. Interestingly, they are of the same size, which will serve as our top and bottom frames for the shade. So the next thing we want to do is remove the unnecessary. Since we only need the round frames at the center, we're gonna detach it using a cutter. Let me tell you this project requires a lot of patience, but it will be worth it for sure. This octopus has too many tentacles, so I'm reducing some. Believe me, we don't want it to be heavy. So we're done with the first one. Moving on to the next, we had to count the wires because we only want to retain a few of them in 3 groups with equal spacing. There you go. This will be the one on top. Now we have to use these hangers to connect the 2 round frames and make it stand. After many attempts, I must admit I failed in making it stand. Disappointed! And so our option was bring it to a repair shop to attach it using acids and lead, which we do not have at home. Well, yeah, he succeeded. The next thing we want to do is paint the frame to make it resistant to rust. Spray paint would be best, but since we don't have that, we had to use the brush. While waiting for the paint to dry, I started planing the wood and manually sanding it to achieve a smooth texture. The only disadvantage of buying second-hand lumber is having many nails and nail holes, but you can always refurbish it. Going back to the lampshade, the super glue was not effective, so we found another way, and that is making more holes on the plastic and sewing it using a nylon. Well, we never thought that this idea would turn out to be awesome. Now we proceed to the cutout. I was experimenting on how I'll be able to hold the three legs together to form the tripod.
This is the best I could come up with.
Looks untidy, so we're going to seal the holes with a hardening putty. Now you have the tripod. We ended up with an idea of creating a Scandinavian feel for a floor lamp. At first, we had a hard time sourcing out typical woods such as oak and pine to have that Scandi look. But interestingly, my wife and I thought of why not use the same process which we accidentally discovered while building our previous lamppost project. Once we put up the base, we painted the wood with primer and with 2 coats and stained it only once. By the way, just make sure you don't forget sanding it between coats in order to have that professional, smooth and clean look. Yes, it's that simple. We were happy that this technique seemed to work pretty well.
What do you think?
It looks very natural. I love this.
Now with the electrical part. First, I found an old switch in the house. Let's open it and connect our electrical wires. Use a soldering iron and lead to glue the wires. Be careful not to burn yourself. Next, connect the electrical wires into a male plug. Lastly, connect the other end of the electrical wire to the bulb socket. Screw the socket on the base for a stronger hold. Now let's make a test if we've done it correctly. I just used an adhesive to glue the fabric. Again, this requires more and more patience.
One eternity later.
It looks like it's done, but not yet. To enhance the appearance of the shade when you turn on the light, we added a tape. You'll see how it will add up to the lighting effect later. I needed my wife's assistance on this. Now our shade is ready. Attach the lamp on the tripod. I look for a uniform 2 good screws. It's best to screw the shade on the tripod to hold it in place. Initially, we tried to replace the plant with the floor lamp, but we realized wood and plant are always a good combination, so we put it back. If you prefer moody lights just like us, you better buy a tricolor bulb so you would have the options for a dramatic warm light, a cool light, and a dim light.
Make sure you don't forget the final step. Take a picture.
Thank you so much for watching. Till our next video.